Andy Purewal for Boxing Social in association with Betfred, and I'm delighted to be joined by former world title challenger Jay Harris over Zoom. Jay, first and foremost, how are you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing good, mate. I'm doing good. Just a bit bored now with all this lockdown stuff, but I'm good. I'm really good.
Obviously, I've had to ask everybody who I've interviewed so far, and I'll ask you as well. How is life in lockdown? What have you been doing to kind of keep your mind active and keep yourself busy?
Um, well, a lot of decorating, to be honest. We got a baby on the way now in like 3 weeks, so we're just trying to get the house ready pretty much. So I've been doing a lot of decorating. I've been lucky enough to have the keys to the gym as well, so I've been able to do a bit in the gym with my dad. But just a lot of road work and just trying to get the house sorted pretty much.
So I've just briefly mentioned to you off camera, you've obviously shaved your hair off. You've kind of followed the trend there. What what made you do that?
Well, it was getting a bit out of control. It was going. So in the end, I just said to my girlfriend, like I said, "Oh, do you want to shave my hair off?" And she was like, "Oh," she didn't want to at first, but I just put the razor through my head. So yeah, no choice in the end.
Obviously, we are in lockdown as we've said, and you mentioned you've got the keys to a gym. How lucky do you feel you are to have that? You know, out of everybody I've interviewed in lockdown so far, you're probably one of maybe 5 fighters who have said they've been fortunate enough to be able to go to a gym because it's either private or they've been given the keys to be able to go and do some work in there. How much of a relief has that been for yourself?
Oh, it's great, like, because well, you can get into a gym other than just doing the road work or on a bike and stuff like that, and you can just get back. The only thing I can't do really is spar, but everything else we've been able to do, like on the pads and bag and stuff like that. So I have been really lucky, like. But uh, yeah, I do feel sorry for some people who literally can't haven't got the keys to the gym. But I do feel fortunate that I have, and that I can just crack on pretty much.
How different an experience has this been trying to prepare? Well, I was going to say for a fight. Obviously, there's no fights at the minute, but just preparing to kind of keep yourself busy and ready for when boxing can return. How different an experience is this in comparison to what you're normally used to?
Well, we don't know really when we're going to come back to be. So it's just like taking over, really, pretty much. It's just we're not going full camp, like, sort of thing. We just doing like normal back, but not so many rounds. Pretty much, we just doing a lighter workout. We're not going flat out because we really don't know when boxing's going to kick in. It could be months. It could be the end of the year. We don't really know. So I'll just keep taking over for a minute, and then once I get a green light, and I'll step on the gas and go flat out then.
We'll get into what could be around the corner for yourself in a little while, but just to go back to your first world title against Julio Cesar Martinez out in Texas. What's your reflection on the fight now that we're 4 or 5 months on now?
Yeah, I've watched the fight loads of times back now. It's obviously, I think it's still a lot closer than what one of the judges had. I probably would have give it what the last judge had, 115, 113, due to the knockdown, like. But I have no regrets of the fight. I did what I can. I think I showed a lot of flaws in Martinez, I think. And I think I'd love to have another shot at him, but obviously now I'd have to work my way back up now and challenge for it. But yeah, I'd love another shot. I think it'd be a different story. I think while watching it back, I seen what I did wrong and what I can improve on, and that's what we've been doing now in this lockdown, is just trying to improve on those little things. Like,
what did you feel didn't go to plan on the night, or what went better than what you thought it would on the night?
Obviously, what went good is, like, I didn't follow the other two pretty much, and other three, and get stopped or anything like that. I showed my worth. I showed that I'm world class, and I can hold it with, like, pretty much the number one in the division at the minute. But what I've taken from the fight is that sometimes I was coming back with my hands a bit low, and then I was getting caught on the way out. So we work and stuff like that. And I just think if it's the second time round, I think it'll be a different story on the second time round, definitely.
Martinez was a heavy favourite going into the fight. When you was in there with him, did you see this kind of killer that he'd been built up to be? Did you think that he was as strong an opponent as you thought he would be?
He was strong, but not as everybody else was saying. I would have thought, because his parts in that fight that I pushed him back. I was holding the centre of the ring as well, so I feel like I'm a strong fighter myself. But when I was in, he does it though. I will give him that. He does it with both hands, so I will give him that. But technically, he's not really that good. He fights in one way. But obviously, he's a champion and he's a world champion, so he's got good attributes as well. That he's very strong and he hits with both hands, and he's got a good engine on him. I think someone with really good footwork and can stay away for a long time would probably just pick a move like an amateur, pretty much, and pretty much could cause an upset there.
Once you came back to the UK, what was your own mentality like? How did you cope with that defeat when you came back?
Oh, I was alright. I was, because I knew in the fight that I had no regrets in the fight, and I knew I put on an hell of a performance. So coming home, I didn't really have no bad messages, or every message that I had of everybody was all good. So coming home, I didn't really, even though I lost and I was gutted about it, I didn't feel like I was gutted about the loss, because my stocks rose. I know that. But no, I had no regrets coming out of the fight, and definitely I think I had no thing about sorry. I definitely had no regrets coming out of that fight at all. It was really well, obviously I learned from it a lot. But yeah.
You was one of the final kind of cards before lockdown came about. Do you feel a little fortunate that you was able to get out at least once before all of this and this current situation, that you've been able to kind of earn a little bit of money before the lockdown came, so you kind of keep yourself ticking over in the meantime?
Yeah, well, the fight come at the right time, really, didn't it? It come right at the end of February, and then straight away, pretty much middle of March, April, all this happened. But I'm hoping now, once this all flies over, that maybe I can get a fight in before the end of the year or something like that. I'm hoping for anyway, because obviously, like, Matchroom are doing that fight camp thing, isn't they? And I don't know what Warren's doing, but I don't know what MTK are doing either. I don't know if they're going to go behind closed doors yet. I haven't got a clue, but I'm hoping they are, and hoping I can get on one of them shows. I hope so anyway.
Let's talk about, what could be coming up next then. Before lockdown came about, what was your plan? What was your strategy for the rest of this year? How did you see it playing out for yourself?
Well, I thought, first of all, I was going to have like maybe an 8-rounder in the summer sometime, and then hopefully getting back into world title contentions then. But obviously now with all this stuff, it's going to be put on hold, I think. So I don't really know what's going to happen. But I need to get a fight soon, just to keep the momentum going. Do you know what I mean?
I did read an article. In fact, I think it's an article we put out about from Lee Eaton, putting quotes saying that you could get that Moruti Mthalane fight. What are your thoughts on that?
Maruti's a good fighter, mate. But he hasn't been beaten in the last 10 years, I think. I've seen him spar. Well, me and Sonny Edwards were out in Ukraine, and Moruti was with us. So I've seen him spar, and he's a very good fighter. He's short, but he's a good fighter. He hasn't been, as I said, he hasn't been beaten in 10 years, and he's got a good resume as well. He's beaten Casemiro and he's beaten Tete. So I don't care what anybody says. That fight is a very, very hard fight anyway. But it's a world title, and I'd love to have a shot. And I said this it'd be a pleasure to share the ring with him as well.
Do you think you'd have a better chance on beating Moruti than you did Julio Cesar?
Do you know what? I don't really know, but they both different, and they're both very strong fighters. If you had a fight together, Martinez and Moruti, it'd be a hell of a fight. I think they both come forward fighters. They just smash each other up, I think. But he's 37 now, Moruti, and he's getting on a bit. But yeah, I think I do fancy my chances against him. But he is a quality fighter as well.
How difficult do you think it will be to get back into world title contention? Everybody saw the performance that you put in against Martinez as a brilliant performance. Do you think, knowing that you wasn't successful there, it's going to make others look and think, do we need to fight somebody who could give us that type of hard work?
I hope it doesn't come across like that, but you never know. Some people do think like that, don't they? So maybe I'll have to fight eliminators or something like that, and then mandatories. But hopefully I can get up there quite quick and try and challenge again for a world title. I hope so anyway.
So you mentioned earlier on as well, Eddie Hearn's looking to do his fight camp. He's looking to put a ring in the back garden of Matchroom HQ. What are your thoughts on that?
It's a good idea. It's definitely a good idea. Just try and bring boxing back as quick as he can. But obviously he's going to use his own fighters first, isn't he? But yeah, it's a hell of an idea. And as you say, Eddie's always thinking, isn't he? But yeah, to get the boxing back on the road is really good. I think it's a hell of an idea.
How much do you think this lockdown is going to affect your career with regards to time that you could lose from not being able to box?
That's what it is, really, and it's time. Not be able to train properly. Obviously, we wanted to keep the momentum going and try and get a fight in as quick as possible, just to keep on going. But obviously, everybody's in the same boat. It's not just myself. Do you know what I mean? Everyone's the same as me. So everyone's got to do what I got to do, pretty much. Everyone's going to have probably. Are they going to jump into British? Well, some of them are sanctioned to do it, but obviously myself, I can just jump in, do an 8-rounder, and then challenge for world title fights or something like that. But other people then who's got British title fights ready, they got to pretty much get ready and do a 12-round fight. There's no warm ups. You have to do it. But as I said, everyone's in the same boat, and everyone's got to do what they got to do, pretty much.
Also, we mentioned Moruti earlier on in this interview. Another name that was mentioned with him is Sonny Edwards. What are your thoughts on Sonny's credentials at world level? Do you feel he deserves an opportunity now? I know it's something that he's kind of very keen on.
Well, he's ranked in all the governing bodies, so I was ranked in all the governing bodies as well. I think he's he's number 3 in WBO or something like that. I don't know where he's in the IBF. I think it's around about 6. I think he might be in the top 10 in the WBC. So why not? He's ranked in all the governing bodies, so I don't see why he doesn't deserve a shot. I was ranked in all the governing. I was a mandatory for the last one, and I got a shot. So I don't see why not. I don't see why not at all.
Do you think a fight between the pair of you could be something that we see down the line? Possibly,
yeah. I think so. We both with the management, MTK, and we promoters, and I think down the line it probably might be for an eliminator or something like that, maybe down the line, and we'll have to fight each other. Yeah, definitely, probably.
How do you think it would play out?
I don't know. I'm gonna have to. I'm not saying anything about that.
Obviously, Jay, we will leave that there now because I know that you're going to want to enjoy the rest of your Sunday, but I appreciate you giving up some time. Before I let you go, what would you like to say to everybody who tunes in to watch our interview?
Oh, just thanks for watching the interview and get following my career, pretty much.
Jay, it's been a pleasure to catch up with you. I hope you and your family stay safe. Good luck with the newborn when it comes as well, when the baby comes. Thank you for speaking to Boxing Social.
Oh, thanks, mate. See you later.